Okay.
Coach, much needed win tonight. I mean, obviously a lot of pieces, but what did you see in terms of how guys came out, especially being on the second night of the back to back? They had their legs under them and held Miami under 90 points.
Yeah, we gave up 148 last night. So I guess the point is, I thought we were locked in, played good defense, but you know there's nights where you're on one end of that, nights when you're on the other. Yeah, this was a night that they had some looks that didn't go in, and we were fortunate in that. At the same time, I thought our guys executed defensively really well, um, and it was really good to see. Our bench was terrific. Guys are coming in ready to go, and thought Trey did a really good job managing the game late, particularly when they started to switch pick and roll.
I know it was a totally different game than last night, but just the pace. Last night was such a high paced game up and down. Tonight was really completely the opposite. How does that kind of impact the way you're playing on the floor?
Well, again, when a team makes 23s against you, and you're taking a ball out of the net all the time, it's harder to run. You and to your point, games going like this, when we're missing, they're running on us. So it's you know different games give different results, and I thought we did a better job getting back. So they were having to play in the half court more. But again, teams shooting the ball early in the clock and making shots. Um, you know, one of the things that's tough playing Miami is they execute throughout the shot clock. So it tests your competitive endurance. I thought we had some possessions where we were locked in the whole time.
Coach, you spoke yesterday about our process sometimes needs to come before posting our main result. You mentioned that it might be a little bit tough to sort of get that message across considering the results from last night. But complete 180 last night, 99 percentile offensive performance from the Pistons tonight, 0 percentile offensive performance from the Heat. What do you think allowed the guys to sort of work through that from last night, and what do you think will fuel that defensive turnaround?
Yeah, I think it's hard when you lose a game, particularly when you feel like you competed, to maintain some sort of positivity. Um, but I think persistence that our team showed, and continuing to try to do the things that we know we need to do to win. And again, sometimes you can overanalyze this stuff. Like, one team makes everything, and one team has a tough shooting night. And again, I'm not diminishing what's actually happening on the floor, whether it be tactically or effort, or those things are clearly important. But you just have different types of games, and I think the challenge is to be able to compete in both types of games, and feel that whether a pace is different or a pick and roll coverage is different. You Part of that for us is, I mentioned it last night, is just continuing to learn how to communicate to each other. And that's something, particularly with new players, as I mentioned, that's hard. So we're still trying to get acclimated. Um, I'm not one to buy into a losing streak. When I watched the tape before the game, and we had 4 guys that were on the floor, 5 if you include Keaton, who didn't play tonight, that are out. So, and Miami's in the same situation. So, as teams are trying to get acclimated, I think you're going to have some of this, and hopefully more of this than this.
Coach, so what did you see late in that first half? You ended the first half on a 14-7 run that kind of created that separation on offense that you guys needed for the rest of the game there. Because the first couple quarters on offense, both teams kind of feel their way out.
Yeah, I don't think we were doing anything that different. I think we got some stops and we were able to score off our defense out in transition. We got to learn to do a better job when we have number of situations in the break. Not being able to score in a 2-on-1. We got to be better there. But during that stretch, we converted.
Coach, 33 seconds to play, and
you challenged to get Dyson that steal? Just is that just one of those just feeling so confident in
Yeah,
that?
that's a play you feel bad about doing it because it's probably, I have so much respect for Spo, and that normally you wouldn't do that, but Dyson, asking you to do it, and felt like that was a situation where um, it was the right thing, and then you do it and you question yourself on it. So um, there you have it.
So let's piggyback on that, coach. When Dyson has a game like tonight with 7 steals, what does that do for your defense if he's being disruptive like that and getting to the lanes and things of that nature?
Yeah, like I said, he's unique, um, and I think what's happened is when he's locked in like that, it raises everybody's level, because you feel that you feel responsibility in some level as a team, to be focused defensively, and that's another way that he impacts the game, other than just what you see with the steals.
Coach, 49 points from your bench tonight, I believe.
Yeah.
30 of those coming combined with Harris LeVert and Terrence Mann. When we start talking about guys, new guys that you got at the trade deadline, ingratiating themselves into the fold of this team, what did you like about what they did tonight, and what have you seen thus far since they joined the team that you really like, and what do you still want them to continue to work on as they get better?
Yeah, I think they'll continue to get more comfortable in some of the schemes. Um, I want them to answer the questions to work. That's the work, and putting that focus and time in, which they've done. Whether it's trying to learn a side out of bounds play, um, you know, a command that means something different places in the league. But as much as anything, I think they compete. And you see that and you feel that, and that's an equalizer when you don't have other corporate knowledge to work on. And as a coach, to be able to substitute like you did, and guys stay locked in. Whether it was George not finishing tonight, Zach finishing last night, both Karras and Terrence finished tonight. That's a credit to our guys and a level of unselfishness that is you appreciate it. I think, and they should feel good about that.
Coach, what is the plan to? You spoke a little bit ago.
Sorry again.
You spoke a little bit ago about the peaks and the valleys with the team.
Yeah.
And that sometimes we don't know what
Yeah.
team is going to show up.
Yeah.
So what is the plan to be able to level out some of that and get more
Yeah.
consistency?
Yeah. Well, I may have misspoke because I don't necessarily think that it's just like this all the time. You want steady improvement, and sometimes not doing something at the level that you want is what it takes in order to get better, and that's really the thing. I mentioned the persistence through those situations, and mental toughness is really what it requires.
Coach, we
Okay.
mentioned quick ones on Dyson Daniels. Like we understand, we feel like his energy is like growing until the fourth quarter. Like he makes this huge impact at the end. You feel that also, like that his cardio like doesn't really reduce, and that he has the ability like to disrupt even more at the end of the game.
Yeah, he's made some big plays late, and I think they're more memorable because he does a lot throughout the whole game too. But there's something to that. It's like any player. You have an offensive player that raises their level late in the game. So that speaks to the type of competitor he is.
And quick one on the game of Zach, like not his best game offensively, but what can he learn maybe from nights like that when the shot don't fall and you have to find other ways to
Yeah,
contribute?
you kind of asked me the same question last night.
Yeah.
So this was one of those ones that as I talked about his work ethic and his passion. So to come out, if we I don't want to evaluate his game on whether the ball is going in. I want to look and see what he's doing on the floor, and the way that he's defended, using his size on the ball, and also being in rotation situations, and that puts him in a position to rebound too. So, you can impact the game a lot of different ways, happy to see him do that and really understand that. For a young guy, that's unique. You know, a lot of times I always get, you know, you look at the box score now. I have no idea why they haven't changed the box score in 40 years because it doesn't reflect the game. So there you have it.